It's week 4 of the National Football League. And up next is Darius Slay. He's one of the last guys you want to target in coverage. It's the Eagles and the Bucs, and it's coming up next.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually...
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And all in all, pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Bucs getting ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Baker Mayfield leading him out in his second season as a Buccaneer and his 7th overall.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Now Mayfield. Oh, and that is incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
A 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda on to punt for the Bucs. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And here's Rodgers on the return. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley to the 43, 2nd down. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Hurts sets up to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. Now inside the 25. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. White. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Here's Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Rashad White, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here's 2nd and 10. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. And this one complete to Smith. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And Devontae Smith certainly knows how to find the open areas on the field, and he grabs another one for a first down. Coming off his 2nd straight year in which he passed 1,000 yards, undeniably one of the best young receivers in the game. 81 catches in 2023. Not bad considering A.J. Brown's on the other side of the field. Jalen Hurts has plenty of guys to throw the ball to.
This pass hauled in by Dotson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
First down, Eagles.
Hurts. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
This will be caught once again by Brown. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through
looks for White, but it's intercepted. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Barkley, inside handoff. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Hurts to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. He's got daylight. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Escaping a tackler at the 25. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it second down. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Back to throw here. Complete, it's Dodson. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 15-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Here's 3rd and a few inches. He'll drop to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Kalijah Kancey. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Well, now how about this return? And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got White here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there, just like last play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll bring Renfro in motion right. Mayfield now. Caught outright by Renfro. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. Going to the air again with Mayfield. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Second down and 4. Evans comes in motion right. Mayfield. Here's White. They set up the screen. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
A 31-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Under a minute to go, clock running at a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Throwing again on second down. Hurts. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Brown goes in motion left. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Hurts sets up to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. And a design QB run in that spot, maybe trying to catch the defense off guard a bit. It didn't work, though.
Again, we're seeing that college influence come into the NFL. Quarterback run game on 4th down. We didn't see that very much in the previous years in the NFL.
No, seeing it more, saw it there, did not work out. Turnover on downs. The drive starts with a run by White, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Stuck for the loss by Devin White.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
To throw, Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now Mayfield. Incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running out of the gun with White, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
A 49-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. Throwing is Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Here's Hurts to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. The 20. And he's going to wind up getting this all the way down to the Buccaneers' 13. 107 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. They only needed a couple, but the blocking was good. And, of course, you can't tamp him down when he gets past that line of scrimmage.
No, and guess what? Not only were they physical in the point of attack, they executed so well. That's what you have to do in short yardage situations. Everyone has to be in the right spot taking on a defender. to give him the chance that they did, and he took full advantage of it.
This is 2nd and 8. Option handoff for Gainwell.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Hurts.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13.
So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him, end with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
The Tampa Bay offense set to go again.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Mayfield to throw it. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. A gain of 22.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll bring Renfrow in motion right.
They'll look to throw again.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Mayfield with it once more. He's going to find and complete it to Renfrow. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Mayfield looks to throw.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
White will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal?
Again, this is White.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Rashad White
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Bucs go up by 2 touchdowns. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was Rachaad White who wrapped the drive up with a touchdown run. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Shrugs him off. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. It'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going stick.
Hurts fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Still going.
And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. And they start in the best of all positions, 1st and goal.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Throwing, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he's up to the 44-yard line.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one complete to Smith.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles first down as he'll get this down to the 40.
Back to throw again.
Man open left side. It's his running back with it.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
Forced out to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Eagles get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Mayfield. The open man here, Renfro. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Mayfield now. This is White on the screen.
Finding room at midfield.
And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, Mayfield. Buying time to his... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Dak Prescott, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The man signed away from Green Bay, Aaron Jones, a touchdown run. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Derek Carr lighting it up. 3 touchdown passes there. It was a solid first half for the running back, Rachaad White. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now Hurts going to keep it running left.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Throwing is Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 37. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it.
To Barkley on the check down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Hurts.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Logan Hall fighting through and dropping him for the sack. And it has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good, and that gets them back within 10.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield set to take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Working out of the gun, Mayfield.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Racing to the end zone.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick-6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
And a catch right side by Evans. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now 2nd and 5.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
In motion right is Evans. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Mayfield to throw it. That's complete to White. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
In motion right, Evans.
Going to the air again with Mayfield.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more.
The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Now back to throw.
This short throw caught by Goddard.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
They'll look to throw again. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll look to throw now on first down. Complete. Smith has it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 2.
Back to throw again. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Devontae Smith.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Eagles have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Some strong running at the 20.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the third quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics.
And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
First down, here's White. And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Godwin, the motion man. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. He'll leave this one for White. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Look at the big fella go. And down to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll bring Renfro in motion right. Here's Mayfield. The open man here, Renfro. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Eagles' 20-yard line.
Throwing, Mayfield. This one taken in by Otten. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards.
Buccaneers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They go play action. Mayfield. Evans has it left side. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Mayfield looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown! Mike Evans. His first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far,
It's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
120 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Over the middle, complete. That's Brown.
And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles 1st down as he'll take this down inside the 45. A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
Hurts.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Joe Tryon able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 1st time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at their own 12-yard line. They'll send the big tight end in motion right.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
Finding Otten once more.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Renfro, the motion man.
Mayfield now.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
They got a completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
He completes it right side away. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Mayfield with it once more. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
Second and 5 at the Eagles' 47-yard line.
That was a lightning-fast incompletion. He got it, he threw it, and it fell to the ground.
What's that expression, life comes at you fast? In this case, the defenders came even faster. Incomplete.
Mayfield to throw it. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Throwing is Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. On the option left, it's Hurts. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
From the 36, Hurts. And this is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start here with a handoff to White. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Mayfield. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
At the 42-yard line.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he edges forward but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8. Opting to run again here with White. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. 2 yards on the first down carry and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. That is caught. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Mayfield. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith.
They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
That one downfield for Dotson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Credit Bryce Hall. He got in there to knock that pass away.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So out come the Bucs now.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
This is caught by Evans. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield.
Looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll set up to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
They'll go up the middle with White. And he's going to take this close to the 1st down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
In motion left, Godwin.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still third down.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here's White.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Rashad White,
his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Buccaneers will add to their 4th quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots and going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles now
down by 10. 1:46 to go. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery, but first things first. 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll drop the throw.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And while it's probably going to take a miracle at this stage, if they come down with this one in the end zone, they've still got a fighting chance. That one, however, winds up incomplete.
This will be caught by Brown. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 36. Back to throw again. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And this is back down to a 7-point game. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bucs offense and veteran receiver Mike Evans headed back onto the field, and he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Buccaneers, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll drop down to 1-3. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.